people, Bochum, Jungelite, were asking, who is this guy, Rav Moshe Shapiro? I get it at hell. I was introduced to Rav Moshe when I was a very, very young boy, 16 years of age. Moshe was a younger man, just under 40. And I knew Rav Moshe from the time, before Rav Moshe was involved in any inyonim of machshava. The right in the zt'l today, you see Anak HaMachshava, the giant of Jewish thought. In my days, I remember walking in the first time when Moshe came to the very first Maimer of the Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Utna Zichrono Livrocha. I walked together with him. It was quite strange to him, the whole Mahalach. And we departed this week from the world. The Moshe was Anak HaMachshava in his own unique style. But the Moshe that we knew before the Anak HaMachshava was the Moshe was Tzonua Umale V'loi Machzik Tivusa Lenafshei Shayef Ayel V'Shayef Nofik Ben Elam Haba. There is never ever been an instance, Chazal Be'edus, and it's not Mashareinu Bekotnom, Mashareinu Begodlom. I was over Bar Mitzvah. Never ever I had the opportunity to learn with him Bechavrusa, part of Gittin and part of Yevomis. Never ever did Rav Moshe have to take out a Rambam or a Gemara from the Shafer, and he quoted, and many times I was astonished because I used to go back and took a look at the Rambam and Zen Yunaveinik. Never ever did Rav Moshe have to pull out a Gemara or a Rambam to quote Mila b'Mila with the diktuk, with the Mila Eil, Mila Ra, with the Dogesh, with the Signa in his very unique character that he knew exactly to the iota of every single part of Torah, unheard of and unbelievable. Mit hazak klorkeit, mit hazak gesundkeit, mit hazak tiefkeit, it's chad bedora, one of a kind that is no longer here. The last time I met Rav Moshe was about 3/4 of a year ago, or a year ago, 11 months ago, and he was diagnosed, and he was sick. And he tells me, Stille hey, ich weiß, dass ich bin krank. Ich bin sehr krank, sei mispal auf mir. Ich darf schon umkommen zur Sefer, wenn ich werde. I know that I'm sick, and he was sick in his brain. He had a tumor in his brain, and water on his brain. And he says, I know that I'm sick because now, when I speak publicly, I have to use svar. Now, I was limited to the time that I could speak, so I'm going to cut it very short. Unfortunately, before I got married, a week before I got married, I was a yosem. Father was nifter when I was a bar mitzvah boy. My mother was nifter exactly 1 week before my chassid. Got married in Cleveland, Ohio. I got up in the morning from Shiva, and I walked down to the chuppah. No father, no mother, and with Rav Moshe. Moshe flew into Cleveland, Ohio, where I got married, came especially for my wedding. I was very Jewish. He came to speak to me right before my chassan. This is, I think, just wrapping up what I heard from Moshe at the time. For me, it was a limud for lifetime. Moshe told me, steht in the gerade in the heintige parasha we read this past week, Yosef is nisgale to his brothers. Steht in Torah, ve'ato al te'otzvu, ve'al yichar be'einechem ki mechartem oisi. Please don't be sad. Ki mechartem oisi, that you sold me. Ki lemichyo shlochani elikim lifneich. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent me here to be mefarnes my brothers. So it's very unique. He says, the Pasuk, Heipsachon ki mechartem ois. You sold me. But the Pasuk thereafter says the word ki lemichyo shlochani. When he talks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in reference to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says shlochani. He says, was tut's? He says, mechartem or the shlochani? What is happening here? He showed me a medrash. The medrash says, Yankev oyo osuk besakoi v'ta'anisoi. Yosef was osuk besakoi v'ta'anisoi. Ruvain was osuk besakoi v'ta'anisoi. Yehuda lokach lo isha v'HaKadosh Baruch Hu oyo osuk bebrias oiroi shel Mashiach. Everybody was simultaneously busy. Yankov had verloren Azun, he lost his son, his ben Zkunim, his ben Shashuim, he lost him. Ruvain, Vayoshev, Ruvain and Aboil, Sakoi v'Ta'anisoy, or the Meisef from Pilegesh. Yosef was his Eger Tzor. Yehuda is busy making a shidduch. And that's when he came to me. Because I was on this very thin line between Sakoi v'Ta'anisoy v'Noisei L'Isha. VaHaKadosh Baruch Hu boire oiroi shel oilom steht in the Mefarshim on the bottom. This is Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David are going to be the outcome, the recourse at the end of what's going to happen after HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to complete the story and we're going to see the end of the day, the end of the time. Said to me as follows. He says, Tov Shin Yud Gimel, ich habe gesagt, getroffen mit Rebbe Meir Bloch. He says, he met in Eretz Yisrael, Rebbe Meir Bloch, Tov Shin Yud Gimel, came to the very first Knessia G'dayla. He says, ich bin dort in Cleveland. It's the first time in my life I'm in Cleveland, Moshe told me. And I think I should tell you over what I heard from Rebbe Meir. He says, Amoyer de Kazach, in the Haftorah, from the Maisa of David v'Yonasan that we read in Erev Rosh Shechal Yis b'Shabbos. So he makes simanim with him, and he says, "V'hine esh laches hanar leich metzoe sachitzi." He says he's shooting 3 arrows, and he wants to give him simanim if it's a peace or war. Im omar oimar lanar hine achitzi mimcho v'heino. If I'm going to tell him the chitzin is mimcho v'heino, kocheno uvoi kisholim loch. Don't worry about it. V'im koi oimar lo elem, hine achitzi mimcho v'holo, leich kishilachecho Hashem. But if I tell him the arrow is being shot further than you, darf stand leif. But he doesn't say lech brach. He says leich kishilachecho Hashem. The Rebbe Meir said to him, "Yichi arausgegangen from the Holocaust, when I came back, when they slaughtered the whole yeshiva, there was nobody left. I was the only guy came to the soil of Cleveland with nobody. Ki avi ve'imi azavuni. Ashayle v'mikukt." He says, "Ayid ant leif nicht." A Jew doesn't run away. Leich kishilachecho Hashem. It's a shlichus. Life is all about being a courier. You are a FedEx driver throughout your life. Leich kishilachecho Hashem. Yosef, that's what he told me. He says, the achim ki mechartem oisi. If you look in the very raw eyes, it's a sale. It's a nasty sale of a brother. Ki mechartem oisi. But when you look with the brillen von HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and guckt in the richtige Ashkofe, and you could look through a time tunnel to the end of days, lemichya shlochani elokim lifnech. It's a shlichus. It's a message. It's something to be carried out, that at the end of the day, you know, as if you're tzachois, v'HaKadosh Baruch Hu boirei boirei shel Mashiach. This gave me the full strength to walk down to the chuppah. He says, you think, Avi ve'imi azavuni, you're walking down, it's an unfortunate situation. You're walking down to the chuppah, on a tata, on a mame. He says, I'm here to tell you this. Lemichya shlochani elokim. Look at Antleifen. David and Yonasan, he's telling him, run away. But not brach. You don't run away. Ayid Antleif nicht. Leich kishilachacho Hashem, there's a shlichus. Life is about a message. Milo Nugadol from Rav Moshe that carried out the shlichus with his very, very unique, phenomenal character and koiches hanefesh and kishreines. Leich kishilachacho Hashem, he was the shliach to bring the shlichus of HaKadosh Baruch Hu ad achris hayomim. You know, Moshe had talmidim from all ends of the spectrum. He had people coming to listen to him from the Turekarte. He had people coming to him from Tol Saron. And he had the minister Gidon Saar from the Likud that just put on a couple for a decoration, being Talmid Muvuk the last 2 years of Rav Moshe. Benny Levy, the left philosophe from France, Yodua Mefursa, who became a Baal Tshuva B'Seif Yomov, came and became a Talmid Muvuk of Rav Moshe. And the Talmidim, Miyuchadike Koilel of Ze'ev Wolfson in Yerushalayim, 70 Yungalite, where one is Cheshev and the other are sitting and learning Basmodim and Ruba Bekol Miktzai Satayr, if it's Kochim, if it's Tyrus, if it's Moya, Noshin, and Zikim, and listening to Rav Moshe Shira and Tvul Yoim and Yadayim and Uktin, they are the very same people thinking in Shaisi, Betzoma, as Dvalov. You know, Rav Moshe was Niftar this Shabbos. This past Shabbos, Tes Teves, Erev Asor B'Teves. Steht in Slichas, whoever said, this is the day that Ezra Sefer was nifter. Tes Teves. Also haben wir gesagt, heintige Woche in Slichas. Ches Teves, die gewähne Tainis, steht in Megillas Tainis, was Tirgimu is Atero de Yevonis. Tes Teves was a Tainis because Ezra Sefer was killed, and Yutz Teves is a Tainis, da steht schon in Tereshe Biksav, in Cheskel, and in Treyoso, Somach Melech Bovel. Rav Moshe was Nistalik Tes Teves. Rav Moshe has unique shmuzin about Tes Teves. You can look it up. It's printed, it's audio, it's video. Rav Moshe's unique drasha about Asar B'Teves. But you know what came to my mind? Boy Megillah steht in Daf Tesvav, Ezra is a Malach. Was steht about? Ezra Sefer was Malachi Anovi. Malachi Anovi steht in Rambam. The Rambam calls him in Akdoma Tzipir Shamishni Israel was Messiah Manavim. He is the one who said Zichru Toiras Moshe Avdi Asher Tzivisi Oisa B'Choyev. The Parsha of Ruach HaKodesh was Nistayim at the time of the death of Malachi. Rambam calls him there. Rashi Megillah calls him Nevi Machoyim Chaga Zechariah Malachi. And Malachi was Achron HaNevi. Ezra Sefer with his death, Torah could have been given. He was such a unique man. He was born too late. Ezra Sefer was Malachi. Malachi had this unique if you look at the last Nevuah, Klal Yisrael, V'karafti aleichem la'mishpat v'yisei b'mayer, steht dort, V'heishiv leiv ovei salbonim v'leiv bonim alaveisam nisaftoyer read in Shabbos HaGodel. Rav Moshe was no more unique person that was really Mekayim. V'heishiv leiv ovei salbonim v'leiv bonim alaveisam. So unique and so special, so wide spectrum in all the miktsayas, all over the place. And everything with such a refined humbleness. Never walked around. He kept a certain distance from the crowd. He did keep a certain distance from the crowd. Somebody that did not know Rav Moshe, knew him superficially, thought like, but he was the most sensitive person to someone's thoughts. I had many dozens of dealings with him throughout the past few decades. And I know the weichkeit, the feinkeit, the gleichkeit of such a unique Gadol, who was nistalik in the very same day that Ezra Sefer, who is Malachi, who is the Messiah Manavim, was nistalik from this world. Maybe there's a helfen that we should all learn from his maisim. We should try to etvos, epes hamashu, learn. We can't come. He had such kishreines. It's very hard to clone a person with such unique characteristics. But nemen abisel verstehen. You know, you look at Rav Moshe. One of the Talmidei Chachamim in Yerushalayim at the time told me, And we cooked after Moshe, Moshe Diskin, who was very friendly, he says, Mizet v'greis Torah is. Look at it, Moshe, you see how unique Torah is. Eibishter soll helfen, also Teire Chosheve, Rebbetzin Zayne, who is a Isha B'deila, V'sham Isha B'deila. A Isha B'deila Mamish. I was there in the house and I saw the godless. She has a PhD in philosophy. She's a lecturer, but she is a Isha B'deila Mamish Be'anhogoso Be'maaseo. He's Chosheve Kinder, all his sons who call Banaich Lemude Hashem B'deila Teire. He's Eidims, he's Einiklach, and he's Toiznete Talmidim worldwide. Eibishter soll helfen, Bila Amoves LaNetzach, U'mocha Hashem Elokim Dim Na'al Chol Konim.